So, welcome back to another session of Krause University. Let's, how's it going? I'm here again. While you were sleeping, I was putting out videos and trying to give your parents more than their money back on their hard-earned tax dollars, because that's what educators do. So what I wanted to do today, I'm going to go back to aggregate supply, aggregate demand, but what I wanted to do today and incoming is starting to go into monetary policy. But in order to understand monetary policy, you have to understand the basics. So this is on the foundation of monetary policy, which is money. All right. Now, money, it may not seem like an economic invention, but it was. All right. It's a very important economic invention. And if you think about it, prior to money, all right, how did economic systems work? They worked on the barter system, right? And the barter system involves I trade one thing for something that you have. So what you need in order for an effective barter system to work, it's a very, very inefficient system where you need what's called a double coincidence of wants, or also known as a coincidence of wants. What that means, econ always comes up with complicated terms for very simple concepts. I have to have something you want, and you have to have something I want. Anyone that's played fantasy sports realizes it's kind of hard to negotiate a trade. Sometimes you just don't have what each other wants, and in which case, trade doesn't occur. So money eliminates all that because everyone wants money. So regardless of whether you have something I want, money can be the mechanism by which that transfer gets done and the economy starts getting going. So there's three functions of money that I just wanted to go over today, and I'll break up monetary policy piecemeal. So first is the functions of money. This is a very quick thing here. So if we go over this, the functions of money are as follows. All right. So medium of exchange. All right. Money can be used for buying and selling goods and services. And again, the medium of exchange function of money, and there's three functions of money, it eliminates the coincidence of wants. So instead of a barter system, which that picture is depicting, you have a monetary system, and it allows expanding economic growth and activity. All right, so medium of exchange it's the means by which people exchange goods and services. Is you exchange money instead of just bartering. So that's medium of exchange. The second function of money, all right, there's three functions of money. So anytime there's a list, I tell my kids this, my students this, anytime there's a list, you run the risk of having a multiple choice question. It's a very easy multiple choice question to do. You can write it, it like practically writes itself. Which of the following is not a function of money? Or which of the following is not a shifter of demand or supply? And you just have a list. And what that forces the student or the tester to do is they have to know all the things and pick out the one that is not. So it's not as easy as which of the following is. So once again, three functions of money. First, medium of exchange. Second, unit of account. So not only does money help facilitate trade, it's a unit of account. Now, prior to money, once again, if you go back to, the Middle Ages and you had a kingdom, how would a king list his items? You would just list things. You would list, I have, a castle. I have 1,000 acres of land. I have, 1 ton of gold. Whatever you have, you're listing items. I have 1,000 head of sheep. I have 4,000 horses. That's just items. That's just things. I don't have a sense for that person's net worth because I'm just listing specific items. What a unit of account does, all right, is it allows all those disparate items to be quoted in one common denominator, which is coinage. So we go back to my kingdom. You have, my castle is worth $10 million. My land is worth $20 million. My gold is worth $10 million. My sheep and cows, I have no idea how much sheep and cows are worth. I don't, that's like a farmer's only thing. I'm not sure about that. I was born in New York. So sheep and cows are worth I don't know, it could be $1,000 each, could be 100. I have no idea. But the bottom line is you have a list of these items, and you can see this on this spreadsheet here. This person has cash savings, they have an emergency fund, a tax fund, IRA, 401k. So all these things, even though they're different, a car and a house is different than cash. So you have these items, and if you sum up all those items, those are all that person's assets, and you can have a sense for how much they're worth. All right. So that's unit of account. All items can be quoted in dollars and cents. So you got medium of exchange, you got unit of account, and last but not least, you have store of value. All right. This is a very important function of money, which it allows someone to retain their wealth over time. It transfers purchasing power between generations. Um, Store of value is, I tell this story about, again, my grandmother, I said in the last one, hid money. So she probably, when we cleaned her place out, she had hidden money because she was Great Depression era, and we would find these envelopes filled with hundreds of dollars. She probably hid that in like the 1940s. And all of a sudden we found it when we were cleaning her place out. That stored its value pretty well. Obviously, it's not as valuable as when she put it, hid it for a rainy day, but it still held its value. The government was still functioning. It was still U.S. valid $100 bills. So that is a store of value. Every once in a while, I'm in Florida. Every once in a while, there's a hurricane and it stores up. It shifts up the bottom of the ocean, and we had Spanish galleons crash off the coast of Florida, hundreds of years ago, and someone will find a doubloon, a little gold coin that crashed hundreds of years ago, and yet you can actually exchange that for money now, today. So that's also store of value. Money allows store of value between generations. Now, a lot of different things have been used for money. So if I could do this, um, different, you had tobacco leaves that were used as money, salt, um, you know, if you look at gold, frankincense, myrrh, spices, the spice trade, all these things have been used for money. But cash and coinage are the most common form of money. And if you look here, store of value, by the way, that's one of the greatest hiding spots you can ever have. If you ever have something you want to hide it in a book, cut out the book, make it some book that like no one likes, tax policy or something like that, and cut it out. It's probably big, thick, and make sure you can store something in there, because I guarantee you that's the last place the crooks will look. Or some people have either hide keys or stuff you can store in a rock outside. It's a hollowed out rock. Just make sure you know which rock it is, because otherwise you're not going to find your money. So that's it. Those are the three functions of money: medium of account, store of value, and medium of exchange. All right, unit of account, store of value, medium of exchange. So that's it. More to come. Krause University. Good job.